Timelines for the Future is a solo exhibition by the artist Howard Sandoval. She's an artist of Obispeno, Chumash and Hispanic ancestry, and she's currently based in Vancouver, BC. Her practice revolves around walking as a form of knowledge creation. She walks on contested sites and precarious sites, and she researches those sites and works with community members, anthropologists, historians. She does archival research, and she re-narrates those places, bringing together histories of peoples whose narratives have been neglected, together with political questions from the present around particularly agrarian and riparian rights of native peoples, and also ecological questions.
In the arroyo, you can hear the awkward laughter of young people. Erosion did not wash away the dirt's memories. When we were young and found ways to kill time in the sandy bottoms carved out of thousands of years of flash floods. Arroyos are otherworldly, physical manifestations of lightning events that reveal slow, sedimented strata. The desert experiences water in extremes, where the overflow of rivers cut into the land along paths of least resistance. This landscape is the physical embodiment of memory, the memory of water.
The first part of the show is made up of a project that Christine worked on over a 4 or 5 year period from 2016 till now. It's called Channel. And this part of the show is made up of a passage of sculpture, drawings, and video works. This particular project engages with histories of waterways, which still exist in New Mexico today. She walks the paths of these waterways and narrates the histories of peoples, histories of imposition and territorial colonization. In the sculpture, which is called Cartography of Thirst, she maps out her own waterway, connecting different concepts, different histories, different cultures, and also thinks about these Native and Hispanic histories in relation to wider cultures in Babylon, Mesopotamia, cultures in parts of China and the Middle East, thinking about the pasts and futures and survival of people and what that means for us in the present in terms of human rights and ecological questions. There's a 3-channel video work called Channel, in which we see the artist walking along a waterway, bringing together these stories.
This is where we swim. I can float for hours in the dark brown water, trying not to let my body touch the edges. I wonder if lives are given or taken. Who is stronger to resist the lure of gravity? Like the sacred well of Chichen Itza, some will not emerge until the water runs dry.
Christine often films her work using a body cam. She's creating an aesthetic where we feel really close to the land, where we're immersed by the land. And even in her drawings, she uses Adobe Earth so that we feel this kind of contact with the land, an embodied contact through materiality, through our bodies. This is a very conscious choice of ways of looking, ways of connecting, It goes against a cartography of distance, which has a colonial history attached to it, and reimagines a different kind of relationship where our body is connected to the land and we don't separate people from land. This room shows Christine Howard Sandoval's latest artistic project. It's called A Wall is a Shadow on the Land, and it traces the story of Spanish missionization of California. The artist's research departed from a project that she undertook as a child at the age of 10. It's common for school children in California to do this mission project where they research this particular history of missionization, which took place from the 1770s to the 1830s. As an adult, Christine revisits this project and looks at her thinking as a 10-year-old child, recounting these histories from a perspective that has nothing to do with her own family ancestral history, her Chumash great-grandparents, and the very different accounts that would be given by Indigenous people who were used as forced laborers to build these missions, often on sites of Indigenous sacred architecture, and bringing in an architecture that was at the same time wiping out the presence of native culture. As you see in this room, the works are made up of archival images. Some of these are from Christine's childhood project. Others are from the sketches and writings of J.P. Harrington, an ethnologist and linguist who researched Native peoples' culture and languages. And others are of works in progress, like sketches of architectural typologies by the artist and sculptures that she's made in response. This archive narrates the gaps between some of the received histories and the artist's experiences and cultural memory through her family. They're presented alongside a series of new drawings by Christine. These are made using Adobe Earth, which is also the material used by Native people to form bricks to build the Spanish missions. In the drawings that we see, there's a juxtaposition between Spanish architecture, particularly the form of arches, and on the other hand, the architecture of this forced labor. One drawing refers to the korma, which is a wooden hobble that was used for native workers who went against the demands of the missions. The artist juxtaposes these different aesthetics to bring out the gaps in these different accounts of history. Timelines for the Future is about looking at collective histories and seeing which stories have not been told, and seeing the political and ecological stakes of those stories in the present. It's really about unwinding imaginaries that we've received and maybe never questioned, and asking how we can rethink them and reimagine them to pave the way for a timeline that could lead us into a better future.